Some Muslims are trying to defend Islam, saying that, look at these attacks are carried against UK, United States, countries who have wars against Muslim countries. So they brought it upon themselves rather than it's coming from Islam. It's just a reaction to what the United States is doing in the Middle East and other countries and what UK is doing in the Middle East. And how you respond to that?
Well, the problem is, before the US was doing anything in the Middle East, before the UK was doing anything in the Middle East, there was jihad.
Okay.
And there was jihad against the West. There was jihad against Christian Europe.
Right.
The Ottomans were in Vienna in 1683. And that was the high point of their advance into Europe.
Right.
But they weren't reacting to US policy. There was no U.S.
Right.
The reality is that all the jihads today are defensive. It's true. And that's a function of Islamic theology.
Right.
Because in Islamic law, only the caliph can declare offensive jihad.
Right.
And there is no caliph, not since 1924 when the Turkish government abolished the office.
Right.
And so there is no one authorized in the Islamic world to declare offensive jihad against non-Muslims.
Okay.
And so the jihadis have an obligation, if they want to portray their jihad as correct Islamically, they have to portray it as defensive. Because defensive jihad, you need no approval for, you need no permission for.
Right.
It becomes the obligation of every individual Muslim as soon as an Islamic land is attacked.
Right.
So the grievance theater that we see in the Islamic world, the complaining about various atrocities of the West, the endless complaint whining about what Israel has done or what the United States has done or what the UK has done, it really has a purpose, and that is to justify the jihads from a theological standpoint within Islam.
Okay.
But it is incorrect to say that if the West were to stop doing these things, then the jihad would cease.
So you see it as excuses used by terrorists to, like, kind of propaganda of their jihad strategy among Muslims?
Yes, quite so. And the pretexts always shift, but the jihad remains.
Okay.
If Israel were to cease to exist tomorrow, they would wage jihad against Spain and find provocation to do so. If the United States were to withdraw all its troops from the whole world tomorrow, they would find some other offense somehow and continue to wage jihad, because jihad is a responsibility for Muslims. And so it's not something that is going to end. And ultimately, there are many attempts to restore the caliphate.
Right.
Even Mullah Omar was named the caliph in Afghanistan in 1996. And not many people recognize him as such. But if someone were to grow more powerful than he is, then it's possible he could attract that kind of following and then declare an offensive jihad.